Welcome to Rob Schmitt tonight. How many aliases do you go by? Do you know anybody who uses a fake name, a fake identity? What would you think if you found out that your best friend had multiple email addresses tied to fraudulent names? You'd probably think at the very least they were messing around on their spouse or possibly into some really, really shady stuff. Today, Congressman James Comer sent a letter to the National Archives requesting unrestricted access to emails related to the Bidens and Ukraine, including one from May of 2016 when Biden was vice president of the United States. The email detailed a call between Joe Biden and the president of Ukraine. The details of that call were emailed to Robert L. Peters, which the Oversight Committee has identified as one of the many pseudonyms Joe Biden was using while he was vice president of the United States. There was only one person copied on that email to Robert L. Peters. You know who that person was? Hunter Biden, who at the time was getting paid $1 million a year to work for a filthy, dirty energy company located in Ukraine. At that point, in the spring of 2016, Ukraine's president, Petro Poroshenko, had just fired prosecutor Viktor Shokin after Joe Biden threatened to withhold $1 billion of our money. The move, of course, famous now when Biden bragged about it 2 years after it happened.
I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a got fired.
A moment that will forever haunt Joe Biden. So let's noodle with this for just a moment. It's clear that Biden wanted this information about this phone call with Poroshenko away from his work email. But this document wasn't sent to Joe Biden 1942 at gmail.com. It was sent to Robert L. Peters. And it was also sent to his son. Just sit and think for a few minutes about a non-sinister reason for that. A non-sinister reason that Joe Biden would need an email alias, Robert Peters, a completely fake identity. Why would that identity also be tethered to his son, who also got the same email? 50-year-old man who was getting paid filthy, dirty money from all over the world. And the family was all getting paid. Try as hard as you can to think of a reason that's not totally corrupt for this kind of behavior. Noodle with it all night and try to think of something. Tweet it at me. I wish you good luck. I've been thinking about it all day. I can't think of one. And you begin to wonder where else Robert L. Peters' emails show up. And there were other aliases that Biden used as well. Robin Ware and J.R.B. Ware. How many honest people do you know that aren't faithful spies to a government who would need multiple aliases? Think about that. And remember, before Joe Biden used our money to get Viktor Shokin fired to benefit Burisma, in 2014, the United States was engaged in an effort to claw back assets that were possessed by Burisma's owner, Mykola Zlochevsky. That's Hunter Biden's boss, the man who says he paid Joe and Hunter $5 million for protection from the government of Ukraine, where his company was operating. Held assets that belonged to the people of Ukraine. The United States was trying to get assets from this man back to the people of Ukraine. And Hunter Biden and his father were being paid to protect him from that process. A State Department official described it like this. This actually happened during Trump's impeachment hearings. Take a listen.
In February of 2015, I raised my concern that Hunter Biden's status as a board member could create the perception of a conflict of interests.
A perception of a conflict of interest. Another government stooge who can see everything but the obvious. George Kent was a Democrat witness during Trump's first impeachment when Democrats tried to destroy his presidency for asking questions about Joe Biden's now very obvious dealings in Ukraine. George Kent probably still believes there's no clear evidence that Biden had anything to do with his son's foreign business dealings. The same thing you hear from CNN and MSNBC all day long, and the major networks don't even cover the story. Even though we now know that Biden was using multiple aliases while sharing information with his son about a country that was paying them millions of dollars.